it would seem that Lady Pordington had a less than professional way of doing things. After that, I decided to head to Cerberus' den to see if I can get some better company. I was surprised to find another Reaper in Cerberus' den.
Yes?
He seemed troubled, so I asked, "What's up?"
Oh, many things. All bad. Why? Do you know something?
I told him he seemed to have problems, and me, I'm all about solutions.
I do? Well, I guess I've got a lot on my mind.
I needed something more to go on, so I told him to start from the beginning.
Do you know about the butterfly effect?
I said, maybe, but remind me.
It's like that effect. When a butterfly flaps its wings and then a tornado destroys a city and demolishes everyone and everything in it.
I was honest and said, that doesn't sound right.
Believe me, it is. I read it in a book. What if I'm that butterfly? Eh? Haphazardly fluttering around and then millions of souls perish in anguish.
I was honest and I told him, I really don't think that's how it works.
Oh, you're not listening. Just like everyone else. I don't want that on my conscience. I can't handle it. And that's the least of my problems. Last week someone put my stapler in a large jar of strawberry jelly.
Now that made even less sense. And I said, kinda mean.
I know. Why would someone do that? I was devastated. And that's still not all of it. Last month I had to work in the dog department. But I love dogs.
I was honest with him and said, it's sad, but it has to be done.
Does it really? And the people in the dog department, the absolute bad apples. I was scared for the afterlife. I was. But you know, before that, someone filled my room with balloons.
This baffled me. I asked, hang on, is someone just picking on you?
Yes, that's what I've been trying to tell you. I have an inkling it's the one they call Lance Thrasher.
This was unfamiliar. I asked, Lance Thrasher?
Yes, and people keep telling me how great Lance Thrasher is. How fun they are to hang out with, how awesome they are, how amazing. How they tell the best jokes and get into the craziest shenanigans.
They immediately sounded exhausting.
Yes, right? I don't get it either. So I thought I had to let them know. I walked straight over to Lance and I told them that I don't find them riveting and I don't particularly care about their lame jokes.
It was then asked, then what happened?
But then Lance just said, keep it real, and then went on to do a handstand on their desk. Everyone in the office started chanting their name. Lance, 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 Lance.
My feelings could be summed up with, what an absolute tool.
After this, they started making my life miserable.
I asked, why do you think it's them?
The culprit keeps writing Thrasher was here on everything, with a marker. So, problem solver, what do you think? What should I do?
I spoke plainly and told him, well, you can't stoop to their level. You must be the one to balance it out.
I guess you're right. I am Frank Whittle after all. I must stay true to myself. Still, I will leave a strongly worded note on their desk expressing my discontent. I'll start working on it right away. Thanks.
Then I decided to have a chat with this other patron.
Accentuate the morphological field. Oh, some reclassification of the framing stratum. Ah, I should have known. Scaffolding of the antediluvian complex. Oh, maybe? Meta-resonance trigger.
I respectfully said, you seem important.
One might say so, if they're so inclined. I am the prime curator of the Abysmal Archive, the archive of all existence. Or the bits I've managed to catalog thus far. Did you know there is a lot of existence?
I figured as much.
More than you are able to conceive. Yet I see promise in you, Spawnling. So let me tell you a secret. You see, the archive sprouts a mind. Eons ago, incomprehensible to most. Those were the days. We were so young then, Fate and I. Two strapping lads. There was little in the archive initially, but it didn't take long for it to start growing.
This was interesting. I wanted to learn more. I asked, until
it achieved awareness of a sort. Consciousness. But not a kind you'll easily recognize and engage with. We couldn't foresee this happening, the awakening of the archive. Its development into a unique organism.
this was getting interesting. I then asked, what do you do about it?
We care for the archive, exploring its unstable pathways, researching new topics. Sometimes we do battle, without doing damage, mind you. Can't be losing any ancient knowledge to carelessness.
I asked, how does one navigate the archive?
Carefully. It wouldn't be wise to stumble into the archive without an escort who understands the territory. Space folds, becoming labyrinthine. One can get lost. I know, I've misplaced a few interns in this manner. Poor sods. Although no one knows what happens to the disappeared, they may not be dead. Well, any more dead than one already is in this office.
Awesome, I want to visit the archive.
Alas, visitations are limited to professional archivists only. Ah, it calls to me, so I must return. I hope you enjoyed our talk.
Why, hello again. The den is always glad to see a returning customer. 2 weeks down and you're still kicking. Well done. Say, I've been thinking and, I was hoping you'd explain it to me, the process. I mean, how do you make the choices? How do you really decide who gets to live and who doesn't?
I told Sari that I carefully compared all data with the requirements.
Your dedication and diligence are noteworthy. Must take you a long time, though.
Yes, but it was worth it to avoid mistakes.
Yeah, unless mistakes are made somewhere else. Never mind me. I simply ain't one to trust a chain when I can see the other end. Okay, then another question I've been pondering about the process. Do you think about the people after you've made the decision? Or do you forget all about them after it's done?
I told her, yeah, I can't stop thinking about the consequences.
Even imagining it, it's like there's so much on the line, so much of everything. All of it makes me anxious as heck, and I ain't even the one choosing. Gazing upon the decision tree, how it branches out across infinity, across space and time. Anyway, this has been enlightening. Thanks for the answers. Anything I can get you?
I then asked, what's the deal with Lady Portington?
Fate's cat? She's an adorable furball, ain't she? Always skulking around in search of mischief. She sneaks down here, too, so I feed her a few morsels.
Surprisingly, I said, I want to pet the cat.
The fur's like perfect velvet, you know. It's nice she keeps Fate company. Fate's archaic. All those aeons might not be good for the, you know, mentality. What else you got in mind?
I then spoke of someone contacting me using a profile.
Oh? What did this mysterious entity want?
Well, I answered, they asked me to mark everyone to death for one.
And you following, or what?
Not telling could be dangerous.
You're already dead, ain't you? What's the worst that could happen? Elsewise, truth be told, I'm of little help. I don't know what goes around in the office, I just own the den. else you got in mind?
I said, tell me about the archives.
The prime curator of the archive, you mean? They work down in the cellar, below Mortimer. I haven't met anyone so enamored with structure and organizations before, but I guess it comes with the territory. You two ought to get along fine. Heck, just bond over the equilibrium and standardizations and the like. Maybe you should eventually apply for an archive job instead.
I then asked, should I really?
Nah, I'm kidding. I don't think it works like that. The Abysmal Archive is a wild land, and not easy to enter. What else you got in mind?
I then said, I'll be going now.
Au revoir, Lil Reaper.
Back from her booty, are ye?
After a visit to Mortimer, it was time to get to work. My quota for this day was 6 humans need to die, including those on the left side, and any with connections to the transportation industry. A chauffeur? That was transportation, so no other way around that, unfortunately. A corrupt CEO. Not one to think past their own short-term personal gains, and a bipolar artist. Unfortunate, but it said all on the left side had to die. Unfortunate. That accountant was dedicated to their craft and had integrity. And that taxi driver, well, transportation, so that was unfortunate. As for the last one to die, I had a choice of 4. A helicopter pilot for the Prime Minister's personal taxi. Fuel paid for by taxpayer funds, you must die. As for the Air Force captain, more selfless, that one will live. As will the cook and the automotive engineer. They both clearly knew what they were doing. Well, they didn't have any indications otherwise.
I have returned. Did you miss me?
I shrugged. As he mentioned about not being sentimental, and said, I'm just here to work.
I certainly missed your droll demeanor. Straight to work, then. So, okay, yes. Today is your 2-week performance evaluation. But before that, we must quickly check your daily conduct. Where did I place those papers? Please. Where are you? Ah, here we go. Right. Seems to be correct, or whatever. Let us proceed to the more important evaluation.
I decided to wait patiently. Whatever fate had to say, he would say it in his own time.
Ah, Grim. How should I put it? In essence, you are a solid and dedicated worker. You play by the book. You do what you are told. There is little to criticize in your conduct, except perhaps for the minor lack of independence.
This confused me. I told him, but the rules are there for a reason. What else am I supposed to do?
Of course, great care goes into calculating the equilibrium. But is that all that matters? One might expect at least an inkling of rebellion. Does an autonomous personality hide anywhere within your skull? You are dependable, faithful, trusted. Is that all you are content with? Now, obviously, you are to be granted a small bonus. No one can argue you have not earned it. Keep it up. The ultimate evaluation is in 2 weeks.
At that time, I wasn't sure what he wanted from me. But I clearly wasn't what he wanted.
Shiver me timbers! Ye sure can't get enough for the Emporium.
I was starting to ask myself, if the quotas were intended to maintain equilibrium, then why were things getting worse? Well, that was for another time. After checking social media, I decided to see what the quota for this day was. And hopes that things would... Yes, and at this point I found out what the lamp did. It reveals 4 symbols. Six had to die this day. 3 of a scientific background, 2 30 or under. This lamp would reveal nothing, so I had it turned off. First we have a student which seems unsatisfied with their lot, along with an art forger, a grave robber, how disgusting, lack of respect for the dead, and a statistician, is that scientific? Then we have a literary critic, can't really trust what they say, and a nuclear physicist, regardless of my personal preferences. This one would be the first to die. As it was clear that a scientific background would be a requirement for death. As for this one, a kleptomaniac cut purse. Well, she's one of those that have a priority for death, and as for this one, aerodynamics engineer, that sounds scientific, doesn't it? Well, the cut purse, that one. Well, I'd get the 30 or under out of the way. That still left 2 more with a scientific background that needed to die. At least to fulfill the full criteria. Yes. At this time I was thinking that the statistician was the scientific background, so that one counted. Along with the aerodynamic engineer. Unless I was reading that wrong. Well, that just that just left a choice of 3. Which one of these would die? I think a break is in order. Well, have to keep up the suspense. Don't want this to get boring, don't we? What? You think this is boring? Well, you should have said